If you can see those sheep in the background there. So I'm in Blaenavon today, up the valleys. I thought I'd take this opportunity just to make a little video about autism and ADHD, because there's a lot of crossover between the two conditions, and I have both. I actually didn't realise I had ADHD, which is funny because if you look back at videos, like I got old VHS of when I was young, and I'm bouncing off the walls, I'm jumping up and down, I'm jumping off things, I'm screaming and shouting and running around crazy with loads of energy, not knowing where to put it. I'm still the same now. Every morning I wake up with surplus energy and I don't know. Well, I have to put it into something, otherwise it turns into frustration and I can get frustrated quite quickly. So when I first wake up, I get that energy out by writing or making music or doing exercise, but I didn't actually realise I had ADHD, even though looking back now on videos when I was younger I could definitely tell that I did. I just thought I was autistic, so I thought, oh okay, I got my diagnosis this year at 36, realised I was autistic, learnt about that and realised a lot of the problems I have with processing information and being sociable and eye contact, all these things were autistic traits, and I was like, okay, this is why I've struggled with these things my whole life. But then the therapist that I was seeing said that my ADHD is as strong as my autism was, which surprised me because I didn't really realise that I had ADHD. I don't have a diagnosis for ADHD yet, I just have an autism diagnosis. But I will be pursuing an ADHD diagnosis as well. But living with both conditions means you live in kind of a constant state of almost warring within yourself. Because the autism side of me needs structure and I need to know what the plan is and I need to stick to the plan because I'm worried about whatever it is I'm doing. And the only way that I can be able to do things, go to social events, meet people, whatever it is by knowing what's going to happen, thinking it through in my head, imagining all the things that could go wrong, realising they probably won't go wrong, and then going and doing it. My ADHD side gets very, very bored very quickly, wants a lot of stimulus, wants to do different things all the time, gets fed up with doing the same thing over and over again, which is why I tend to do jobs that change a lot and aren't the same. So some days I'll just need structure and stability, and then the next day I want to throw everything that I was doing in the bin and I want to go out and start 10 new things. Bring it on, because life's boring anyway, so I may as well do as much stuff as I want to. So I'll take it all on, and I'll last for probably about 4 or 5 days, running on adrenaline, burning off all this extra energy that I have. Then I'll crash and my autism will kick back in and take over the kind of driver's seat again, and I'll have a meltdown because I've taken on too much. I can't deal with it all. I feel like I'm under a rock. I feel like everything's on top of me and I can't cope with the amount of stuff that I'm trying to do at that time. And I do get stuck in this cycle a lot between the two conditions, where I keep things under control for a while and I'm very stable in what I'm doing, and then I get very bored and very fed up and I take too many things on, or I agree to too many things, or I want a drastic change, or I've been off an old hobby and I start a new one, and I suddenly am into this new thing that I'm doing, you know, and I change everything very quickly, and then I really struggle with that change then, and I need everything to slow down. So what happens then is, once I get overwhelmed, I stop everything. I cancel things with people, I cancel plans with people, I cancel creative projects I was supposed to be doing, I say no to absolutely everything, and the only way I feel like I can relax again is by pulling the plug on everything I've started doing. I am trying not to do that now that I'm aware that I'm doing it. I'm trying to not take so much on, say no to people, set healthier boundaries with people, which is something that I find quite difficult. But it is kind of a never-ending struggle between being burnt out and doing way too much and being understimulated and kind of bored with everything and needing some kind of stimulation to get me there. So hopefully that helped clarify what it's like to kind of live with autism and ADHD as well, and some of the struggles that I have with that. I don't really think there's a long-term answer to it. I've kind of realised the cycle that I'm in. I think I'm going to have to work for the rest of my life to try and keep that cycle under control and to get some kind of balance. And kind of my main goal for my life really is to find a mid-ground where I have a balance between being creative and doing the things I want to do, making enough money and being able to work enough, putting time into my relationship and a family, but feeling a lot calmer while I'm doing it and a lot less hectic. Because when that ADHD brain takes over, I'm going for it and there's absolutely nothing that can stop me. If you have ADHD and autism, comment below, tell me what it's like for you. I'd love to talk to more people who have both, just to see how you cope with it. So yeah, if you're autistic with ADHD, then let me know. Let's talk about it.